Well, hello, guys, and welcome to week 4. We are going to enjoy fantastic weather as well as keeping it cool by creating some new characters that we can eventually animate next week. So, why don't you come with me to the website and we'll go through what we're supposed to do this week. Here we are at the website. So I'm just going to go through the weekly assignments. So this week, what you're doing is you're designing a character for animation next week. We're going to design the character this week, animate him or her next week. So first what we have to do is figure out how do we develop a character. And in order to do that, we have to look at the characters that we know and we love. So the first thing that you do after looking at this video, congratulations by the way, is you are going to analyze the character personality types of characters that you love. You're going to analyze your favorite characters. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this document here, and you're going to find a character from a video game or from a cartoon or graphic novel, find a picture, import them in here, and then in a complete sentence or two, explain how that character's personality is depicted or illustrated in their appearance, because that's how animations work. Is who the character is depicted through what they wear, how they behave, their posture, all that kind of thing. So for example, this one is completely filled out for you, and you can use this as a guide. So I've done this already for you, and I'm going to start off just looking at Edna from The Incredibles, and Incredibles 2. Ultimately, Edna has these huge glasses, and these huge glasses are she's constantly throwing them around and moving them around. It kind of shows her like she's got this big brain, this great intellect, and she feels that she's extremely smart, and she kind of uses these glasses to kind of like show that other people are not that smart. So that's kind of how she uses that prop. That's part of her physical appearance that shows you who she is on the inside. Her posture is also another thing that she does to kind of show that she's dramatic and she's very confident. You can see two other character analyses right here. Ultimately, all I want you to do is fill this with your character and characters that you know and love. Just put their pictures here and then fill this out. Then put that into Google Classroom. The next thing that I want you to do is to begin Design Challenge 4. You click on this and it will take you to Design Challenge 4. So with this design challenge, I know creating a character can be overwhelming. If I just said, hey, just create a character, many of you would not know where to go or what to do. So what I've decided to do is give you a style, which is going to be street art / graffiti, and give you a form or a figure that you can use, an ice cream cone. That way you won't have to spend too much time thinking. Those of you who might already have an idea for a character, you can use those characters. You'll still need to do 3 sketches and choose a final draft to recreate on Photopea, but you can do that. The rest of you who might want something a bit easier, just follow along with this. So Design Challenge 4, if you click here, this is a short PowerPoint, a short PDF that kind of talks to you a little bit about graffiti or street art style. We will go through it very quickly, but there are some links here that I want you to kind of look at. So with street art, what makes street art is, number one, where it's placed. And so it's a public canvas, and sometimes it was private property that somebody has drawn on. And so that sometimes is why the form is contested, is that it is sometimes illegal that they're doing it, but it's gorgeous. There are fantastic street artists that are commissioned. And so I suggest that you look at some of the links that are attached to this PowerPoint if you want to look at for some inspiration. But I want you to think about what kind of lines you're going to be using for your street art. You can see that they're really very bold lines, and you can see that there's lots of bold, thick width strokes for the lines, and then for textures or to shadow, there are thinner lines. You'll see that the hue saturation is usually gradients. There's a blending of different colors, and the colors are all bright. So you're going to pump up the hue on this one. You're going to pump up your saturations here so that they look bright and they're bold. Typically, the content is not realistic. It's extremely cartoon-like, sometimes very abstract. Everything kind of blends together. So I want you to look at this PowerPoint and kind of look around. Here's a couple other, go look at this YouTube channel. It's super awesome. Here's another point of inspiration for you. This is more modern street art than it is graffiti. go ahead and look at it. Look at these characters. Once again, you can see the texture here is done with smaller stroke, and the outline is usually a bolder line. So what you will be doing is you will be creating a graffiti style or street art style character design inspired by an ice cream cone. So what you're going to do is you're going to create 3 different characters, 3 cones, using the style of street art. You'll watch a video that is located right here to show you how to do this. It's pretty cool. Ultimately, you are going to design those 3 sketches. You don't have to use the materials that are mentioned on the video. You can use just a lined sheet of paper. You can use a pencil and a pen if you don't have a Sharpie. If you have markers, you can use markers. But you're going to start with 3 sketches, and then you're going to choose one that you want to go, and you're going to actually take a picture of that and import the final picture into PhotoKey, and then trace around it and make it look gorgeous. You're going to do a final piece on PhotoKey. So, and then from there, we will use that character in our animations next week. So, this right here is the video. This is the PowerPoint on street art. If you look here, this is a brainstorming doc that will get you to start thinking before you start sketching about your cones and where they come from, what kind of cones you kind of want to do, and what kind of personalities they might have. You can see this one is rather crazy and is eating the other cone's necklace. This one seems to be a bit more sophisticated. This one's just the cool cone. Anyway, I want you to think about where they come from, what clothes they might wear. Go crazy with this. Have fun. Have a wide variety of cones. Do this outside. Have your family do it with you. Have fun. Anyway, but I do want you to fill out this pre-planning form so you can kind of think about this. So you'll fill this out for the 3 cones. I'm not expecting anything huge from this, but one-word answers are not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little bit of effort. Then from there, you will go ahead and sketch. If you're still sitting there going, well, I'm not the greatest artist, well, here are some references for you to look at. You can use these reference sheets to look for eyes, mouths, noses, that kind of thing, anything that you want to add to it, props that you want for your cone. Or you can go back to Google and look at references for anime eyes or manga eyes or something like that. So you can go look out on Google and kind of piecemeal your character together, kind of like you piecemeal sometimes your characters for video games or your avatars. So you can add hair, add hats, add props. If you do add a prop, please make sure it's not a weapon. After you've sketched your 3, you'll choose one, and then you'll import that into PhotoKey and use, I will put another tutorial on here how to use the gradient tool so you can really do a lot of that fine street art style here. But I want you to go on PhotoKey and make this look cool, really refine it so it looks good. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, please come back to me. You can either email me anytime, or you can come see me on Wednesday during our Google Meet for your specific class. Please be looking out for those emails and come to them if you don't know what's going on, or if you're just joining us for the first time since remote learning started. I can get you hooked up. Anyway, so that is what we are doing. I hope you have a great time doing this, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I will be sharing some other videos with you to show you kind of what I did with my cone, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.